In 2024, airlines issued billions in weather disruption refunds. But here's the shocking truth. If your flight gets delayed, not canceled, you might get absolutely nothing in compensation. With hurricane season 2025 predicted to be above normal activity, weather disruptions will affect thousands of travelers, potentially costing them thousands of dollars in lost vacation expenses, hotel bookings, and activities that can't be recovered. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete hurricane protection plan that could save you thousands of dollars during the 2025 storm season. This isn't information you'll find in policy documents or airline websites. It's the insider system that successful travelers use when everyone else is panicking. The difference between walking away empty-handed or receiving a full refund often comes down to knowing these critical details before disaster strikes. The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with NOAA forecasting above-average activity. Predictions include 13 to 18 named storms, with 5 to 9 becoming hurricanes and 2 to 5 potentially reaching major hurricane status of Category 3 or higher with winds exceeding 111 miles per hour. As of September 2025, storms like Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, and Aaron have already formed, with more expected as we enter the peak months. Florida faces a high probability of storm impacts, with some models suggesting up to a 92% chance of being affected by at least one named storm. The Caribbean and Gulf regions show significant disruption risks for travelers, with potential for flight cancellations, rerouting, and vacation interruptions. Did you know that major hurricanes can affect flight patterns hundreds of miles from their centers? A Category 3 storm near Cuba can disrupt flights as far away as Miami, Orlando, and even Atlanta due to high-altitude wind patterns and safety protocols that reroute air traffic. But while everyone focuses on the storms themselves, there's a hidden world of insurance policies and airline refund rules most travelers never discover until it's too late. Understanding these systems now could mean the difference between financial protection and significant losses. Travel insurance policies must be purchased before a storm receives its official name from NOAA. This single rule determines whether you receive refunds or walk away with nothing if your trip is affected by that specific storm. The moment NOAA assigns a name like Aaron or Dexter, that protection window closes for that particular storm. There's no appeal, no exception, no second chance. Insurance companies consider named storms foreseeable events that aren't covered by policies purchased after naming. Hurricane Aaron in August 2025 caught thousands of travelers off guard. Airlines offered free changes, but only for travelers who already held tickets. Those planning to book found themselves facing surge pricing with zero protection options as insurance companies immediately excluded Aaron from new policies. One traveler reported losing over $4,000 on non-refundable accommodations in the Bahamas when Aaron altered course. Had they purchased insurance just 2 days earlier, their policy would have fully covered these losses. Instead, they received nothing because the storm was already named when they bought coverage. But this timing rule is just the beginning. Coming up next, we'll reveal the 4 critical coverage types that determine whether you get back 100% of your money or just a fraction. Most travelers choose the wrong coverage without even realizing it. Travel insurance divides hurricane protection into 4 categories with dramatically different payout structures. Trip cancellation provides up to 100% reimbursement if hurricane warnings are issued for destinations or airports close. This covers prepaid, non-refundable expenses if you can't travel due to a hurricane directly affecting your destination or preventing departure. However, it typically requires official warnings or airport closures, not just forecast concerns. Trip interruption covers unused portions plus return costs, paying up to 150 to 175% of original trip values if storms cut vacations short. This enhanced coverage accounts for both the unused portion of your trip and additional expenses of returning home early, which often exceed your original budget. For example, a family forced to evacuate a Caribbean island might receive $3,500 on a $2,000 vacation package due to these extra costs. Trip delay reimburses meals, lodging, and rebooking fees, typically $200 to $500 per day after delays of 5 to 12 hours. This covers unexpected expenses that accumulate when you're stuck in transit due to storm-related delays. Cancel for any reason coverage adds 40 to 50% to policy costs. but reimburses 50 to 75% even without official warnings. This premium option allows you to cancel simply because you're concerned about a developing storm, even before official hurricane warnings are issued. What would you do if your vacation was cut short by a hurricane? Would you know which coverage type gets you the most money back? The right choice depends on your specific travel plans, destination, and timing relative to hurricane season. But even with perfect coverage selection, you might still fall victim to the airline loophole that has cost travelers millions in potential refunds. Airlines must provide full cash refunds for canceled flights, but delays fall into a legal gray area. The U.S. Department of Transportation mandates refunds for cancellations, but doesn't always require compensation for delays unless they're significant. Typically 3+ hours for domestic flights and 6+ hours for international routes. Here's the trap. Travelers who accept vouchers or rebooking options instead of cash refunds often become ineligible for insurance coverage because they didn't technically lose money on the original ticket. Insurance companies consider airline vouchers as compensation, reducing or eliminating your claim amount. Did you know that accepting an airline voucher could invalidate your insurance claim? The key phrase to use with airline representatives is, "I understand you're offering a voucher, but I prefer a refund to my original payment method as permitted under DOT regulations for canceled flights." Most hurricane-related claims involve flight issues, with higher success rates for policies purchased before storm naming. Travelers who accept airline vouchers see significantly lower approval rates, sometimes dropping below 40% compared to the 80% success rate for those who secure proper refunds. Insurance companies use regional risk assessments that dramatically affect premium costs. Florida leads with a high chance of named storm impact, making policies 20 to 30% more expensive than identical coverage for less vulnerable destinations like California or Nevada. The Caribbean and Gulf regions face elevated disruption risks, creating premium surcharges that many travelers discover only during checkout. Travel timing creates substantial cost variations. Policies for August and September cost 15 to 25% more than identical coverage for May or November trips. What if you could save hundreds on insurance premiums just by changing your departure date by a few days? Some travelers report saving 20% or more by shifting travel dates from early September to late October, while still enjoying similar weather conditions. Recent hurricanes like Helene in 2024 and Erin in 2025 created claim surges that drove premium increases for 2025 policies. Companies responded by tightening coverage windows for high-risk destinations and increasing documentation requirements for successful claims. Consumer satisfaction data reveals significant differences between providers, with varying hurricane claim success rates and processing times. Allianz One Trip Prime offers robust coverage with $1,000 trip delay coverage after 5 hours and high claim approval rates for hurricane-related disruptions. Their mobile app simplifies the claim process with direct document uploads. Travel Guard Deluxe provides $1,000 delay coverage at $200 per day after 12 hours, plus claim processing averaging 14 days. They excel at handling complex multi-destination itineraries affected by storms. Fay International offers app-based claims with 48-hour payouts and $500 delay coverage after 5 hours. Their rapid processing time stands out among competitors, with some travelers reporting reimbursement while still traveling. Imagine receiving your refund in just 48 hours, while other travelers wait weeks for the same payout. Which provider would you choose? The difference in processing time can affect your ability to rebook alternative vacations without waiting for reimbursement. But even with the best provider, your claim could still be denied without proper documentation. Our next section covers the exact evidence you need to collect. Successful hurricane claims require meticulous documentation during disruptions. Hurricane warnings from NOAA or local emergency management serve as primary documentation. Screenshots of weather alerts, evacuation orders, or airport closures create the foundation for successful claims. Save these notifications as they're issued, since they may be difficult to retrieve later. Airline communications become crucial evidence. Emails and texts showing cancellations must be preserved with timestamps. Forward these messages to your personal email or take screenshots immediately, as airlines sometimes remove access to notifications after rebooking. Receipt documentation extends beyond flight costs. Hotel bills, meal receipts, and rebooking fees all qualify for reimbursement. The average successful claim includes 8 12 separate receipt categories, so save everything, even small expenses like airport meals or rideshare trips. What if a single deleted email cost you thousands in lost refunds? One traveler reported having their $3,200 claim denied because they couldn't provide the original cancellation notification from their airline, a message they had deleted thinking it was no longer needed after rebooking. Travel insurance includes pre-existing condition exclusions that extend to weather patterns that existed before policy purchases. Insurance companies define pre-existing weather conditions as any storm system that existed when policies were purchased. Even unnamed systems can trigger exclusions if they develop into named storms affecting travel. Travelers can overcome this by purchasing policies within 14 to 21 days of initial trip bookings, which typically includes a waiver for pre-existing conditions, both medical and meteorological. This timing strategy provides comprehensive coverage regardless of subsequent weather developments. Have you ever had a travel insurance claim denied? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help others avoid the same mistake and create a valuable resource for the travel community. Even comprehensive travel insurance contains gaps. Group travel policies often contain per-person limits. A family of 4 might discover their $5,000 policy provides only $1,250 per person, insufficient for high-cost destinations or premium accommodations. Adventure travel exclusions can void coverage for Caribbean sailing or Gulf Coast activities deemed high risk. If your vacation includes boating, fishing charters, or water sports, verify these activities are specifically covered. Cancel for any reason includes timing restrictions requiring cancellation at least 48 hours before departure, but hurricane forecasts often don't provide sufficient certainty within that time frame. Here's the revelation that changes everything. Insurance companies have adjusted their 2025 policies based on climate data showing extended hurricane seasons, with storms now appearing earlier and lasting later than traditional boundaries. Hurricane claims have increased significantly, with most involving flight disruptions. Average refund amounts reach $2,000 to $4,000 for interrupted trips, reflecting rising costs of last-minute accommodations and transportation during emergencies. Companies are implementing dynamic pricing models based on real-time weather forecasting. Travelers booking during active storms face premium surcharges that can double policy costs overnight as weather systems develop. Basic travel insurance success rates have declined as companies tighten criteria and documentation requirements. But travelers who understand the system can secure better protection through cancel for any reason coverage. Type weather ready in the comments if you've made it this far. Smart travelers follow specific strategies to maximize protection while minimizing costs. Purchase policies immediately after booking flights to secure pre-existing condition waivers and avoid storm naming exclusions. This simple timing decision can be the difference between full coverage and zero protection. Choose providers based on claim processing speed rather than just premium costs. Faster payments allow you to rebook alternative vacations without waiting weeks for reimbursement. Document everything from the moment weather concerns arise. Create a dedicated email folder for travel communications and take screenshots of weather alerts, airline notifications, and reservation changes as they occur. Consider cancel for any reason coverage for peak hurricane months. While adding 40 to 50% to your premium costs, the peace of mind and flexibility to cancel for developing storms makes this option valuable for travelers during August through October. Hurricane season 2025 represents more than weather concerns. It's a financial test, separating prepared travelers from those learning expensive lessons when storms disrupt vacation plans. Comprehensive hurricane protection averages 5 to 8% of flight costs, with cancel for any reason adding $50 to $100 per policy. These premiums seem reasonable compared to potential claim payouts of thousands for interrupted trips. Consider it essential budgeting for hurricane season travel rather than an optional expense. Understanding these systems before disaster strikes provides the knowledge needed to navigate hurricane seasons successfully. The storms are coming regardless, but preparation determines whether they destroy vacation plans or become manageable disruptions with minimal financial impact. Don't forget to subscribe for our next video, revealing the destinations with the highest hurricane protection refund rates, locations where travelers consistently receive successful claim payouts during storm disruptions.